We have Ms. Brandel and Ms. Braddock.
Oh.
Broderick.
Julian.
Both were
Jillian.
in
Jillian.
the-
Oh, okay. We're ready? Okay. It is Thursday, August 8th, 2024. This is a regular monthly meeting of the Ogden River and Port Authority. It is 5:02 PM. I call this meeting to order. So Lawrence, is there any letters of communications to the board?
No, Mr. Chairman.
Approval of board minutes. July 17th, Finance Committee meeting.
I have reviewed those and found them to be all in order.
Thank you. July 17th, 2024 board meeting. Have those been reviewed?
Ms. Pickens did review them, yes, and she approved them, but she's not here.
Okay. So both meetings have been approved by either chair or the secretary of the board. Is there a motion to accept those minutes as submitted?
So moved.
Moved and
Second,
seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. No one's opposed. They are approved. Reports, presentation and reports. Committee reports, Finance Committee. Ms. Terminelli?
yes, the finance committee met this evening, and Patty went over our June financials, and things are looking great, especially with the stabilization grant. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn it over to her so she can look at those financials for the rest of the board.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We'll start with the statement of financial position. And if we look at our accounts receivable regular, we are at 164,000. 94% of that open AR is either current or 1 to 30 days. So we continue to have a steady inflow of money from our tenants and other folks who owe us cash. Our accounts receivable, AEAS, we are looking at 2 months from DOT and 1 month from Contour Airlines, and the 2 months with US DOT is not unusual to have. You'll have the current month plus the month that they're in the process of reimbursing us. Our inventories, our fuel inventory changes once a year, so that remains at 65,000 for the year. Our prepaid expense is all insurance, and thanks to the stabilization grant, we have paid all of our renewals in August upfront instead of incurring finance charges, et cetera. So that prepaid expense, when we get to August, will bloom into almost $400,000. But we have the cash to pay for the insurance, so we're good. If we go down to our accounts payable, our accounts payable regular is at 710. Our AEAS Contour, that's only 1 month that we owe Contour. Our New York State retirement is stable at 24. All of our project accounts payable is coming in at 285, and of that 285, we were able to pay in July. We paid 64,000, which brought that down a little bit. And if we look at page 2 on our accounts payable, you'll notice that of our top 10 vendors, all but 2 have been completely paid, thanks to the stabilization money. So anything that is operational has been able to be caught up, and I believe we only have 1 item that goes back to pre-April of 2024, and we just don't know how to get the money to them. It's a Canadian company, and the checks keep coming back to us. So we have to figure out another way to get them their money. And the 2 that are not paid in full, we have paid another 2 or 3 payments to both of those entities. What we have to remember with the stabilization funding, it is for operational expenses. So we still have those administrative expenses, which include payroll, employee benefits, legal fees, our our lobbying firm, all of those things still have to come out of the money that we bring in. However, with the stabilization paying for things that we used to have to pay for out of our pocket, it's freeing up a little extra money so that we can keep on top of paying those invoices. Any questions on the statement of financial position? Okay, we'll move to the budget to actual report. And all of our income is above budget. We're only a quarter of the way into the year, so we're still doing quite well. Our bridge revenue was budgeted to be 80% of our 2019 income. Our actual average at this point is 86%. So we are seeing an uptick in the revenue we receive from our tolls. Our airport revenue is up. We've had more GA traffic. The changes that our airport manager instituted to the rates and charges has brought in a little extra money. And we've had some additional fuel sales to our airline at the airport. So those two have come in ahead of the game. Our AEAS income is down, but that's simply because there have been less flights. So we have had less that we've had to pay to the airline. And everything else is above budget also. Our port revenue is the additional salt storage, and our additional railroad revenue is some easement income that we have received. Under our expenses, almost everything is still below budget, which is excellent at this point in the year. We should see our bridge maintenance expenses start to blossom in July. The fellows have been on the bridge for a full month and a half now, so we expect that those expenses will start to increase. Otherwise, we are still well under budget on almost everything. And if we look to the marine terminal employee benefits, those are the unemployment payments to the ILA. And you'll notice that we do have a net gain of operating expense before we add our debt service and the OBPA portion of projects and capital. So operationally, we are at this point doing well. Any questions on the budget to actual? If we move to the cash flow, I took out our project income and project payments because the sheet was just getting a little too intense color coding wise, trying to keep up with what money was going out and what money was coming in. And as it is not true operational, I decided it would be easier for us to follow the actual cash flow without it. But I do have this if anyone ever wants to see how our project income is coming in and our payments are going out. But what we see on the cash flow now is a new other income line, and that is our stabilization funding. And that is in yellow, and everything under expense that is covered by the stabilization is also highlighted in yellow. So we now have a bit of our expenses being covered, and you can see how that plays out over the next 6 months. And we actually, because of that, thankfully because of that, we have a positive balance at the end of November. Any questions on the cash flow?
Call, anything else?
No, there's nothing else for finance.
Anyone have any questions of Nicole or Patty? If not, let's move on to the bridge traffic report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As Patty mentioned, our overall crossings, we're down overall by 10.5, but that actually is a good number over 2019. And to break that down, auto crossings were down 11.4 over 2019, and truck traffic was down only 2.6%. So I think truck traffic really contributed to the improvement of the bridge traffic in July. Overall revenue is down 61,000 over June of 19, and as you can see at the bottom of the report, which I have here, you can see the total for the year is basically $175,000. We're down over 2019. Generally we've been, that's been an important one, but that's quite a bit of money, even at being down, to 86% there. So, and then revenue is up $6,000 over last year. So that's something, not a lot, but it's an improvement. Any questions?
We budgeted, how much of 2019 for this fiscal year?
80%.
80%, and we're running about
86. So 6% above that. So
percent positive.
yeah, and we pretty much hit the mark since this all began. Our anticipation of budget-wise, we feel we have a pretty good handle on that. We're pretty consistent. So, and we're a little more conservative when it comes to budget.
Nothing wrong with that. Anything else?
No.
Airport activity report, Charlie?
I'm not, I doesn't have anything to report because I have not received employment data from Contour regarding employments. So, but from what I'm seeing so far, this past week it's been pretty full on departure flights. So at
Any
least
particular reason?
I don't know, not particularly. It's been seeing it really, especially today. I think we had a full arrival and full departure this afternoon. So,
Mark that down, eh?
yeah, but I don't have the actual monthly numbers to know what's going on during the month.
I did see an article somewhere, maybe it was in the board read file.
Yep.
A discussion by individuals in Clinton County discussing Contour, and some of the issues they had. Pretty much the same issues we had. It's unfortunate, that we have to do everything we can to build up our reputation of being a reliable airport. We have noticed we've had some GA out there recently.
Yeah, we've been really heavy in GA traffic the past 2 weeks.
Good. Any particular reason for that either?
I think we got a lot of people coming in and out. A lot of frequent people that we start getting a lot of people that's coming here for family visits, but instead of some of them are in Alps Bay area, so some of them instead of coming to Watertown, I start seeing some of them coming in Amsburg now.
Good.
For some of the flights, which is good.
Yeah. Good. Must be your changes to the charges of the airport are working in our favor.
Yep.
Good. Anything else? Anyone have any questions for Charlie
No.
regarding the airport? No, we'll move on to port activity. James, you doing that?
Yeah, as you can see, there hasn't been any movement in or out for inventory for salt for the month of July. But in relation, we may get our first vessel in the next week or two, so that's something to look forward to. A lot of that was based on New York State bid was finally awarded. That was mid-month for July, so I think things will start to, the people who won that you'll see move into, places like our port and then wherever else they've got a foothold.
Will that contract be favorable to us receiving additional salt?
New York State will, but from the looks of things, the winner of the county bid actually might not benefit us as much as what we, currently or previously were used to, but.
Good.
On to our ag products. We had 18 trucks that came and picked up meal in the month of July, resulting in 570 tons out the door. Received 1 meal car for the month and 4 pellet cars. And for pellets, 11 trucks left our facility at a little over 318 tons.
Weren't we at 0 last month for pellets?
Yes, yep. They were pretty quick on getting inventory back in.
I think Dave had talked about that.
Yep. I just received a little news of a slightly different third product. You'll see, I think, for the month of August, I think that car, 5 rail cars are expected to leave Monday. So maybe we'll see them at the end of next week. So
Different product?
it's actually the same product as the pellets, just in a different form.
Oh. Anything else? Anyone have any questions of James regarding port activities? Nope. Move on to economic development report, including the building occupancy.
Okay, starting with building occupancy, Commerce Park campus is maintaining 88% occupancy, which we're pleased with. Bridge administration building still at 100% capacity. And airport with T hangars, we have 11 T hangars, rental tenants with only 10 T hangars. So we've opened up the corporate hangar to accommodate to that additional one, the seasonal one. And just a couple of highlights over the past month of what we've been up to. We hosted the Regional Economic Development Council's North Country Road Show at the airport this month, which was fairly well attended. And that's where the co-chairs were discussing the consolidated funding application that's coming out and the different programs that could help the area. So it was nice to be able to have them at the airport. We've been working with Commerce Park tenants, one in particular, on ways we can help them with their workforce development initiatives, and even tying into when the airport project is done, if we can host events for them there. That was pretty encouraging. We attended the Advanced Manufacturing Industry Roundtable event that was at SUNY Canton this month.
Good.
We brought one tenant. We were hoping to bring 2, but one was only able to make it to learn more about those programs from the Department of Labor at the state level for apprenticeship programs. It's just not your traditional apprenticeships. There's, for advanced manufacturing and things like that. So that was exciting. And then across the Commerce Park Airport and Port, we've been having some discussions with various potential customers to bring projects through Commerce Park in particular for maybe food service on site, port and airport for cargos. So we'll have more to report hopefully next month on that. So there's been pretty decent activity.
Glad to see it busy. Anyone have any questions of Anthony? No? If not, we'll move on. Tomorrow, is any unfinished business?
No, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. I'll throw this pen right to the window. So we have nothing under general administration or the bridge. Let's go to Commerce Park. Agenda item C1.
Yes, approval of lease supplement number 2 with A.N. Derringer Incorporated. Staff has negotiated lease supplement number 2 with A.N. Derringer Incorporated for 4,860 square feet of warehousing space in Building 3 of the Commerce Park campus for a 2-year period commencing November 1st, 2024 and terminating October 31st of 2026 at a rate of $5.22 per square foot, equaling $2,114.10 per month, or $25,369.20 for the period November 1, 2024 through October 31st, 2025. and at a rate of $5.48 per square foot, equaling $2,219.40 per month, or $26,632.80 for the period November 1st, 2025 through October 31st, 2026, exclusive of utilities. All of the terms and conditions of the original lease agreement shall remain in full force and effect and are hereby ratified and affirmed.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? Aaron, call the roll, please.
Ms. Terminelli?
Yes.
Mr. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Whitten?
Yes.
Ms. Para?
Yes.
Thank you. Agenda item D2, I'm sorry, D1.
Yes, it's the approval of PAPI, Precision Approach Path Indicator Lighting, Repair and Equipments. During recent maintenance inspection, staff identified several faults in the PAPI system. Due to the age of system, significant difficulty has been encountered in sourcing the required spare parts. Manufacturer has discontinued production of components of the OGS model, and alternative supplier do not have compatible parts available. As a result, the PAPI system is currently non-operational, which represents several critical challenges. Operational disruptions, one of them. The PAPI's outage compromised the ability to provide accurate visual glide slope guidance to incoming aircraft, potentially impacting flight operation and safety. Second one is increased safety risk. The lack of a reliable visual guidance during the approach phase poses significant safety risks, particularly in adverse weather conditions. Third one is maintenance challenge. Ongoing difficulty in obtaining spare parts for repair highlights the unsustainabilities of maintaining an outdated system. Therefore, replacing the outdated PAPI system has become essential to ensure the continued safety, reliability, and efficiency of airport operations. 3 Crow will receive to supply the equipment and lights. First one we got is SPX for the amounts $22,780. The second one we got is Airport Lighting Company for amount $26,756.55. The third one's Baseline King Corporation for a total amount of $66,000. While still at the highest, Baseline King quote does include labor components, which means that they were installed for that price. Collins Hammond submitted a quote for $2,444 to perform an update and install lighting. The FAA will provide commission of flight, inspection of PAPI lighting after installation is complete. The FAA cost to provide a commission of flight is estimated at $12,421.08. Staff recommends using SPX and Collins Hammonds for this project. The SPX system has been identified as suitable replacement due to its advanced technology, enhanced reliability, and lower maintenance requirements.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion.
How quickly can this get done?
Currently, the closest we get from SPX lead time 6 weeks to get the light to begin with. Our old light, it's 2009. That's the light when it's first installed. So we had stress to go every suppliers, and we could not find parts to repair that light. And actually, SPX is one come with the least amount of lead time for supplying.
Oh, good.
And we have pretty good relationship with Collins and Hammond. So as soon as the product arrive on site, I think they can be there within the weeks.
They're local too,
Yep.
right?
So my question is, so I'm assuming they install it, it's set up, and then we let the FAA know when they come and do the inspection? Can we
Correct. So it'll be
use it without the inspection or not until it's inspected?
we cannot. So the light will be on, but it's not commissioned.
Right.
So what FAA does is FAA come in with a plane. They will do flight path and keep flying, and Collins Hammond will be on the ground adjusting slopes. So whenever they adjust to the right scope, and that's when FAA is like, looks good here, and then they will commission it on their end.
So if it takes 6 weeks to get the equipment here, how long does it take? I hate to ask the question. before FAA can come and do
We
it.
put you on the schedule, there's other priorities, so.
Yep.
You know, it's hard to say, but it's on them.
Can we put on the list after today's meeting?
That would be a good favor to ask, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
It's a
Take-
safety issue.
yep, the safety issue. I mean, getting the parts really is not the big thing. It just really is FAA, again, we don't know how many airports are doing right now on the list, and
Still, let's see if we can.
Especially once we receive confirmation of arrival of the parts, the shipping
Yeah.
information, and we know that they're coming on a certain date, we should be able to send.
Yep.
Absolutely. Charlie, just call in favor.
yeah, that's a big favor to ask from FAA.
There you go.
So
So-
does this interfere with evening flights and like if it's not great weather, overcast weather? Does it interrupt daytime flights at all?
Um,
Night working?
So the difference here is the PAPI system. What it does mainly is it shows the aircraft slopes on, are they higher, are they lower on their landing path when they come in. So a lot of times when the more updated commercial aircraft, they already have a lot of your GPS based system. So they can use their instrument to land without the PAPI system. So your PAPI really nowadays are for a lot of GA traffics because they're looking for that stuff because they don't have it in their dash.
Okay.
And they don't know how far they are from the ground. I mean, they can from their thing, but they do know how far they are from the ground, but a lot of them do rely on that PAPI system because it's really convenient to look at that.
So as our general aviation increases, we certainly are relying on this.
Correct.
Is there a way that we can put people who are flying in on notice that we don't have it so that
Yes.
They can
So
be-
that's
careful?
yeah.
aware?
So that's what we're doing. That's already been on the NOTAM system, the notice to airmen.
Yeah.
So what they do is a lot of them usually they will come in prepared for that, or some of them they will, instead of using that runway, they will go to on the other side of the runway. So we still have a PAPI on the other side of the runway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, that's great. That makes it better.
We still got one.
There's one on each end.
There's one on each end. We got one that's out, and there's another one that still works on the other end.
And how old is the other?
2019 it was changed last time.
We got a good
little
10
bit
years.
better,
That's
Yeah.
good. We'll worry about it in a decade.
So the total cost of this with the updates and installing and the FAA, I have $37,645.
Correct.
So it's needed.
Yeah.
All right.
Right now, we have two options.
Patty, that's a-
Oh, you have a plan? All
He
right.
always has a plan.
So the motion's been made and seconded. This is just discussion. Is there any other discussion? No? Karen, call the roll, please.
Mr. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Whitten?
Yes.
Ms. Para?
Yes.
Ms. Terminelli?
Yes.
Thank you. Agenda item D2.
Okay, approval of T-Hanger lease agreement with Frank Richardson. Staff has negotiated a new lease agreement with Frank Richardson for T-Hanger number 2 at the Ogdensburg International Airport for a 1-year and 2-week period commencing August 15th, 2024, and terminating August 31st of 2025 at a rate of $240 per month or $3,000 for the 1-year and 2-week period inclusive of utilities.
Thank you. Motion
I'll make that motion.
Second.
made and seconded. Any discussion? Not Karen, call the roll.
Ms. Whitten?
Yes.
Ms. Para?
Yes.
Ms. Terminelli?
Yes.
Mr. Burns?
Yes. Agenda item D3.
A approval of T-Hanger lease agreement with Keith Weston. Staff has negotiated a new lease agreement with Keith Weston for T-Hanger number 4 at the Ogdensburg International Airport for a 1-year period commencing October 1st, 2024 and terminating September 31st of 2025 at a rate of $240 per month or $2,880 for the 1-year period inclusive of utilities.
Thank you. Motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? Not Karen, call the roll, please.
Ms. Para?
Yes.
Ms. Terminelli?
Yes.
Mr. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Whitten?
Yes.
Thank you. Now, I want to make sure, is this agenda item H1?
Correct, under other section.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Two things. First, I apologize that the font is in an artificial font. I was in a hurry. Quarter after 3 today, the FAA asked that, do we have the ability to sign, do we have board approval to sign grant agreements when they're issued? And they're all issued electronically right now. There's a whole process where it comes to me, and then it has to go to our law partners. And the whole system's electronic, but I need that approval. So basically, this is asking for pre-approval when that comes, and then we can officially accept the grant when it comes. But this is all based on the 2 applications that we've submitted. So I put these together, and if you've got any questions or something seems a little wonky, let me know. The first one is approval of a grant offer from Federal Aviation Administration to construct terminal renovation and expansion. The FAA is requesting that the Ogdensburg Bridge and Port Authority have board approval to execute an FAA grant offer on the same day it is received. In anticipation of the FAA grant offer, it is requested that the board pre-approve the executive director to sign the fiscal year 2024 entitlement grant offer to the Ogdensburg Bridge and Port Authority in the amount of $2,105,264 to use OGS fiscal year 24 entitlement funds to construct terminal renovation and expansion as listed below. These include the renovation of the existing hold room, expansion of the existing hold room, renovation of existing restrooms, men and women, apron expansion, and financing participation is as follows. The Federal Aviation pays for 95% of that, that's $2 million. New York State DOT pays 2.5%, which is $52,632. And the Ogdensburg Bridge and Port Authority has also a share of 2.5% of the project for $52,532, for a total of $2,105,264. Staff requests board pre-approval to accept this grant offer from the FAA upon receipt of the grant offer.
Thank you. I probably shouldn't ask why the $100 difference.
What did I do?
Between DOT and OBPA.
That's operator error.
Operator. So it should be 52,632?
Correct.
It's never going to be lower, you know that.
Yes. All is correct.
Okay. Yeah, okay, yeah. 4, 6, 12. Okay. Motion hasn't been put on the table yet, so, okay. Motion
So moved.
Second.
and seconded. Any discussion? Yeah, now, this grant is outside of the funding for, that we received from the state on the
18 million,
18 million.
correct.
Okay. And this is what needs to be done as I look at it. Maybe it's the next one I saw that. What we needed to do anyway, pretty much.
Yes, and these are the only, out of this funding, these are the only things that are acceptable to the FAA funders.
Okay.
So we have to be detailed, and we have to show there's certain things that can be, and certain things that can't be when it comes to relations to terminal renovations. So we've incorporated this with the idea that we can fund those parts of that project with federal funding.
Good. Good. Again, motion was made and seconded. We're just discussing. Is there any further discussion? Karen, call the roll, please.
Ms. Terminelli?
Yes.
Mr. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Whitten?
Yes.
Ms. Tara?
Yes.
Okay. Agenda item H2.
Agenda item H2 is approval of grant offer with the Federal Aviation Administration to construct terminal renovation and expansion. Bid packages, not bid, and there's another one. Bid package 1 and 2. The FAA is requesting that the Augsburg Bridge and Port Authority have board approval to execute an FAA grant offer on the same day it is received. In anticipation of the Federal Aviation Administration grant offer, it is requested that the board pre-approve the executive director to sign the fiscal year 2024 grant application, Bill AIG grant offer to the Augsburg Bridge and Port Authority in the amount of $2,700,054 to construct the terminal renovation and expansion, bid package 1 and 2 as listed below. Bid package 1, installation of new security fence and bollards, installation of airside security cameras, installation of IT network. Bid package 2, renovation of existing ticket lobby, expansion of existing ticket lobby, renovation of existing baggage screening area, expansion of existing baggage screening area, renovation of existing baggage claim area, and expansion of existing baggage claim area. Financing participation is as follows. Federal Aviation Administration, 95%, $2,565,051. New York State Department of Transportation, 2.5%, $67,502. Augsburg Bridge and Port Authority, 2.5%, $67,502, for a total of $2,700,054. Staff requests board pre-approval to accept this grant offer with the FAA upon receipt of the grant offer.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Made
Second.
and seconded, or any discussion? Where's the TV?
Sorry,
Oh, yeah.
what was the question?
Where's the TV?
In there? DOT is gonna pay for that.
Just asking. So this actually makes improvements that we've talked about for a while, and it improves the security around the airport and the ticket lobby and the baggage claim. Again,
There are monitors a part of that, which we wouldn't label as TVs, but they can be used. But basically, there are monitors.
right. More improvements, which makes our airport more attractive, I think.
Customer experience.
Exactly, thank you. Excellent wording. So, motion's been made and seconded. Any further discussion? Not, Karen, call the roll, please.
Mr. Burns,
Yes.
Ms. Whitten.
Yes.
Ms. Para,
Yes.
Ms. Terminelli.
Yes.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
one housekeeping thing that Patty would love to inform the board about
Okay.
under other such matters.
Got it?
The administration building goes to summer hours, Memorial Day, and usually goes back to winter hours on Labor Day.
Mm-hmm.
We have polled everyone, and everyone happens to love summer hours. So we would like to request from the board that we remain on summer hours and never go back to winter hours.
So everyone would work from 7 to 3?
30.
And generally, most of our maintenance people are on 6:45 to 3:30. Basically, that side of it goes basically 7 to 3:30. There is a discrepancy about what we work here versus the port. So when we need people to substitute down there, there's
No, you said that correctly.
that there isn't they're off in their hours. So if we're synchronized with the port starts at 7. So if someone comes in here and they have to fill in for down at this scale house or anything else, it all matches nicely where you don't have to worry about it, either an overtime hour or anything like that. And we found that the one issue that we worry about is just customers coming for a commuter card.
Right.
I don't know, but generally that's not it hasn't been an issue the last 2 summers at all.
We'll post our hours anyways. wouldn't we?
Yes.
They're on our website and they're named out.
Okay.
And then, of course, Patty and I come early, we know what it's like in the winter, it's a little more difficult in the morning. But going home at roughly still in daylight, is an advantage to the employees. So those are just kind of, but we felt we should inform you if you have a difference of opinion, we understand.
Nicole?
Well, I think if it makes our employees happy, I mean, happy employees are loyal and they are,
Yeah.
no, I certainly think if it doesn't interfere with any kind of customer service that we're providing, I see no reason that we should.
All the employees were in favor? So unanimous?
All the staff that's in this building were, can we, and that was about the answer.
In the winter, do you have folks that are in earlier to treat like the parking lot and stuff like
Yeah,
that
maybe.
prior to
Oh,
their
that's-
arrivals? Okay.
Yeah, that's based on what the weather's like, so
Okay.
that's all covered.
Diane, anything else?
No.
Megan?
As long as it doesn't create undue overtime and everybody's happy, I don't have a problem with it.
Those are my hours. So does that mean you won't be here anymore when I come in to get a copy of
We
agenda?
will wait.
You don't always come. I'll be here until you come.
Oh, yesterday was the first day I wasn't here, and so. I think if it,
Resolution.
like the rest of the board says, if it doesn't interfere with business and employees have requested it, I don't think it's an unreasonable request. I don't see why not.
Thank you.
Anything else?
There is a need to go into a short executive session, an update.
Good, I think there is too.
Okay.
So your reason is?
It is for 105H, proposed acquisition, sale, lease of real property, and proposed acquisition or sale of exchange securities held by a public body when publicity would substantially affect the value thereof.
Okay,
Um,
that it?
Yeah.
Is there a motion to go into executive session?
So moved.
Made
Second.
and seconded. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? We're in executive session. Okay. We're coming out of executive session. It is, what, 6:30? Oh, 6:30? Mr. Lawrence, is there any business to be conducted at this time?
No, Mr. Chairman.
All right, thank you. Any concluding comments from any staff or board members? No one online? No. The next meeting date is proposed for September 12th at 5 PM. The finance, I assume, would be at 4:30?
Okay.
Diane, you're back to work. Is that possible?
Yeah,
Thursday?
as far as I can tell right now, those dates, all those dates look fine.
All right, let's get that out there if you would please and see if we can get everybody here, which would be nice in the September meeting. So in light of that, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Been made and seconded?
Yeah.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, anyone opposed? We stand adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Night, Dan.
Good night, Jen.
Good night,
Thanks, everyone.